Well, I'm back. Well, I figured I'd get back on here. People, they keep talking, and they're so far. They're screwed up. How many times have you heard? Oh, October. Oh, November. Oh, next year at this time. All this bullshit. Has anything these people said even come true? And I mean, we're talking about, prominent names out there, financial people, and this and that. Are we going to have a financial problem? Yeah, eventually we will. When? I don't know. God knows. And probably the people in charge have a pretty good idea. Why do you think the government's doing what the government's doing? Partially. Well, they got to find a way to cut costs. And that's just what businesses do. You know, they keep talking about, Greenland, which, hey, I got no problem with that. That's just a smart move. Canada, another, that's just a smart move. I mean, hell, Canadian people are great people. You know, I spend a lot of time up there. They're good people. Hell, man, be more than welcome them. Would be awesome. Just do it at that whole damn border. Be pretty nice. They'd prosper and we'd prosper even more. Canada is a good place. Like I said, Greenland, another good place. Mexico, if we could take them under our wing, not really make them a state, but make them like Puerto Rico or something, or the Philippine Islands, something like that. We own them, but it's like they're not really a state, but they do get benefits from us. Now that would be a good thing. Plus, too, I mean, if we did take on something like that, or maybe make them a state, we could clean it up, clean it up very well. Be all right. One thing that does, I've talked about it before. Cuba. Why the hell haven't we gone down to Cuba and just lifted every restriction? Just say, hey, listen, you want to be part of the United States? We'll make you a 51st state. Why don't we do that? There'd be a lot of construction, a lot of building. You make it like it was back in the 40s, 50s, and that's in 60s, early 60s, where it was a tourist attraction, casinos, nightlife. I mean, the whole 9 yards. You could do it again, lift them out of poverty, and put some people to work here too. You know, they had all this stuff keeps popping up. Man. Anyhow, why don't we do things like that? I mean, I agree. Go into Gaza, clean the whole mess up, make it a tourist attraction. And all these people that want to move back there and take jobs and move into nice houses. I mean, look what you got down in Florida. Arizona, places like that. Look at homes like that. Build homes like that in Gaza. Shit, nobody's going to be blowing shit up because they got too damn nice a house. They got good jobs. They're paying. Come on, really? They'll want to get along with one another. I mean, why not? And remember, people, Russia is not your enemy. They want you to make it out to believe that Putin is your enemy, and he is not your enemy. All right? Yes, he has a country to run. And yes, he is going to be loyal to that country. No different than, well, I would say our presidents, but only one being even trying is Trump. The rest of them, eh, what they've done to this country and society and a whole bunch of other stuff. Unreal. And the other thing of it is, too, I wanted to talk about is people seem to think your rights come from the Constitution, and they don't. Your rights come from God, God Almighty. It even says that in the Declaration, Independence and such. Your rights come from God. They're inalienable. So, and the only reason I say that is if something happens and somebody wants to say, "Oh, I'm declaring martial law," you mean you'd be declaring your dictator? He suspended all laws. You suspended the Constitution. You don't have Congress anymore. You don't have the Supreme Court anymore. Nothing. I mean, this guy will become supreme dictator, whoever that may be. And I don't like that. The only person I trust is God. Now, he'll do it. He'll do you right. The rest of them, they're just men. So just remember, your rights come from God. The laws come from God. So when these people tell you they gave you a lawful order, I don't know where the hell they're getting that from. They can kiss your ass. I mean, the whole system it's an imaginary. It's all bullshit, people. Their administrative law, their ordinances, their statutes, it's just all bullshit. It's formed on bullshit and more bullshit. The closest thing you can get to it is the Constitution. And when they go back to follow the Constitution, if they actually follow it, they're going to say, well, that's law and that law and this and all these laws are there and constitutional, so, right. So when they start doing that, what have you done wrong? Nothing. I mean, unless you actually go out and do something really, really, really stupid, and you know better. That's the difference. You should know better if you haven't. You know, I mean, pretty unreal the mess we've got. These people think the world's going to come, the financial end is coming. It is, but I don't know when. Oh, next month? Next month. Watch out for next month. Watch out for April. Oh, you just watch. Oh, it's all planned. They got it all planned. Well, you know, yeah, they're laying off government workers just like any company would do. When you start falling on hard times, you start laying people off. Government had too many people in it, anyways. It was never meant to be as large as it is. So, you need to get rid of some of those, the dead weight, really. That's what it is. The biggest thing that faces this country is your pensions and health care. That's your biggest two problems: health care and pensions. You think, huh? Why is that? Your larger corporations, John Deere, Caterpillar, Ford, General Motors, these guys, they have pensions. There's other companies that have pensions too. And when you retire, depending on the age you retire at, they'll start paying your pension out and your insurance and stuff. Okay. Depending on how long you live, you can draw on it for a while. And then if you're Social Security age, you're drawing Social Security and your pension and getting your other perks too. And then there's people out there that say, oh, I was a cop here and I was a cop there, I was a sheriff here, I was a deputy there, I was a mayor, senator, whatever. Well, they're probably put on a pension from each one of those. See what I'm saying? They might be drawing 2 or 3, 4 pensions. Uh, George Bush Sr. did that. He was a senator, well, congressman, and then he was a CIA vice president and president. And I had to count them. 4 pensions. Right. Besides the Social Security. Well, think about it for 2 seconds. Your schools, teachers, all the people, they're getting pensions. Your city workers, your county workers, a lot of those pensions. Trash guy, cops, guys that work on the roads, pensions. So they retire, and then you got to hire somebody else to do what they were doing, and you might have not just that guy retired, but another guy too, that was doing his job, maybe even another guy. You might have 2 or 3 guys that are drawing their pensions and insurance and the rest of it, and one guy working that took their jobs. Well, you got the post office, and state police, and state government. Besides, like I said, you got your local government, local cities, counties, states, and then you got your government. Okay? And you're paying pensions to all these people. That's a lot of people. And if let's say one of those companies, let's say Ford goes belly up, well, the government will take over the pension. It'll only be about a third of what they were getting. They don't get their full pension. I believe, if I remember, it's like a third of whatever they were getting. But the government still, that's a burden on the government that they didn't plan on, say. So if you have a few companies like that, they're large and have a lot of people on the pension, well, how much more is that going to add to the government? That they're going, man, we didn't plan on this. That was not in the budget. They need to get healthcare costs under control. When you go to Turkey and get MRIs and PET scans and CAT scans and all that stuff and blah blah blah, whole 9 yards for being under $1,500. What the hell? Why aren't we doing that here? Oh, that's right, because we got a bunch of people that are collecting pensions and a bunch of bloated bullshit there too, and plus the insurance companies. Do you see a problem there? Between the insurance companies and our pensions obligations, That's a lot of money. I'd hate to add it all up. I wish somebody would add it up. But you see, you got to go back and look at how many people, what's Ford paying out in pensions? What's General Motors and Chrysler and all these other companies and who the hell else knows? And then your counties and your states and your local municipalities and you start adding it all up. I mean, how many trillions of dollars are we paying out in pensions? A lot. There's nothing you can do about it. You got to pay it out. Everybody starts talking about the black swan event and all this and that bullshit. Well, look around you. They don't think about the pensions and the insurance. That's why it's important to try to stay as healthy as you can for as long as you can. Stay active. Stay active. Try to stay fit. Try to eat right. Or the best you can. Like I said, hopefully Kennedy will take care of some of this stuff, and hopefully the food you get's going to be better than it was. So yeah, that's really all I got on here to say. I was watching some people on YouTube again, and man, they're so far off on what they were thinking. It's just unbelievable. I saw one guy. I'm not even gonna say his name. The guy really thought he was on to something, but he's sitting there saying, Canada has all this oil, and he said $75 a barrel, like all these billions of barrels of oil, and he said it added up to I forget how many trillions of dollars, and it would last you just all these decades. Okay, and why don't we buy that? And over this, it's like, why would we buy something we have plenty of? It makes no sense. And at $75 a barrel, once we get production up and ramped up and start pumping oil out again, well, more than likely it should drop. Well, if it drops to $60 a barrel, why would we pay $15 more? Makes no sense. Why would Russia go in there and buy a bunch? Maybe China might buy some, but they're not going to spend $75 a barrel. Hell, they sit back, the market will probably drop. And if Canada wants to sell any of that, well, they're going to have to drop that price per barrel. Why would you want to do that? They're talking about rare earth, deposits and stuff. Yeah, Russia has a whole bunch. Africa has a whole bunch. Australia. I mean, there's places around the world. I'll guarantee you, there's plenty underneath of our feet right here in this country. There's plenty up in Canada too. We probably know where it's at. We just haven't said anything. I mean, why would you? I mean, it's strategic. You don't let everybody know. It's like gold in Fort Knox. You don't let everybody know that we don't keep all the gold in Fort Knox. We've got other depositories around the country that hold gold. All right, we don't keep it all in one basket. So, you know, that's just the way it is. It's just like with the stock market. They have something called a black pool, and that's where the big traders. I mean, that's where BlackRock, Vanguard, these. I mean, that's where the big guys go because they're dealing in hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars of transactions, and it could really swing the market if that was actually in the market. Say it sits over here in a black pool, so it doesn't swing the market dramatically. If people actually saw what was going on, it'd frighten them. And it's a scam again. It's always funny to me. People want to sell high, buy low. And that's how you make money. But how often can you walk in with hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars, throw it in something, and the price just goes skyrocketing? You turn around, you sell, and you make a whole bunch of money. And then the market comes back down and drops again. Then you come in and you do it again. Now, how many times can you do that? And where's all that money gone? Where's it going? Somebody's winning and somebody's losing. And when at the end of the day we're all lost, even they will lose. Because what they're doing is they're creating a hole. I mean, that's why they call it. That's why I believe they call it a black pool. It could be called like a black hole because it's a bottomless pit, man. How you gonna cover all this? You're not. If you took all the dollars in the world, get everything. I'm talking every market. Everybody's got a dollar. Everything. There's not enough currency in the world for that. The world's probably not worth that much. There's countries. Hell, our country's probably not worth that much. I mean, we're not talking trillions of dollars. We're well past that mark. Quadrillions, even more than that. Even I mean, it boggled the mind, and people don't understand this. I mean, I don't. People want to call it money. It's a debt note. That's what it is. I like to call them death notes because that's what they do. They're killing the world. They're killing the economy. They're killing the banking industry. They're killing everything. And all these people that run around buying their yachts and their houses and all this and that stuff with these death notes, someday, well, how are they going to pay for anything? How are they even get the electricity or the fuel or the natural gas, any of that stuff to even heat their house or turn the lights on? Oh, I have solar backup. I have generators. You're the only fool that's stupid enough to turn that on? You will be able to see that house lit up for miles. And now you've become a target. That's how stupid these people are. I mean, they're all out there, boy, I got this, I got that, boy, I'm ready. You're ready to die is what you're ready to do. Oh, I'm out in the woods. Yeah, it doesn't matter. When you're the only thing out there that's lit up, you can see it for miles. It's like smoke. Somebody's got a campfire going or a charcoal grill going, and then in the neighborhood, you can smell it. You can smell it for a long ways. Somebody's doing something, don't you? Oh, I'm going to heat my house with wood. Well, that's good. Everybody's going to smell it too. and they're going to know you have something that they want or need. How long are you going to live? Oh, I have weapons. So do they. People. It's not as easy as you think. It's not a cakewalk. And I'm going to go back to the root of everything. Be right with God. Be righteous. You never know when the end is coming. Your end. I'm not talking about the world economies. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about you. You just don't know. And once you're dead, you don't have a choice. I mean, it's set in stone now. You're pretty much screwed if you haven't made things right. Can't fix it once you're dead. You're breathing. You're alive. Again, you got a chance of making it right with God. See, they've demoralized you. The whole system has demoralized you in every little way. Oh, it doesn't sound like a lot, does it? No, it doesn't sound like much. That's nothing. That's nothing. Add it all up. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good plan. And the road to hell is paved with good intentions. People, you got to be smarter than that. You have to stop. I mean, literally, just stop. Calm your mind and ask God for wisdom. Ask Him for knowledge. Ask for His forgiveness. Biggest thing people forget to do is that when they calm down and they just get peace comes upon them. Go to a mall or a restaurant or hell, a busy store, doesn't matter. Just park your car when you get done and just sit there and watch all these people coming in and out of the store. Watch how they act, how their children act, the conversations, and just listen to it all. And then you're going to be like, oh, well, I don't. Well, yeah, you do. You just like them. See, the plank in your eye. You see the speck in theirs, but not the plank in yours. You got to separate yourself from that. You have to separate yourself from society the best you can. Pride befalls a man. His arrogance. He won't humiliate himself. He won't humble himself. Oh, I'm not like them. A lot of ways you are. A lot of ways you're not. See, most people think they're going to get into heaven. No, most won't get into heaven. Myself included. I don't live in some delusional world. You know, they've got this stupid election shit coming up again here. You see, that's the thing right there. You see, the way I talk, idle words and bullshit like that. Say, God's going to hold me accountable for it all. He's going to go, why'd you say it? I said, I have no excuse. You know, I'm a heathen. You know, I'm what you don't want in heaven. I am a blight. You see what I'm saying? He wants the pure of heart. He wants people that humble themselves and trust in him and honor him and put him first. That's what he wants. That's why he says, don't stop those little children from come seeing me. Don't stop them. They're pure. They're innocent. They're our greatest asset. You raise those children right and righteous. And then to do that, you really got to take a hard look at yourself and how you live. You know, God doesn't say just because you're downtrodden or whatever that you're supposed to get a handout. No, He says if you're able to work, you work. If you're not able to work, well, by God, that's where you come in and help. Churches, agencies, so on and so forth. Charity, compassion. Because someday that might be you, or one of your children, or grandchildren, or brothers, sisters, mother, father. It doesn't matter. Could be you someday. And God tests you. He does. He tested Job. Job passed the test. Like I said before, you know, when Jesus came to the earth, he was a man in a man's form. Didn't own a house. Didn't own a piece of land. Didn't have anything. But he's the richest of anyone in the universe and ever will be. Because he owned the universe. He created it. Everything you saw, everything as far as I could see, he owned. And then he looked up into the stars. He owned them. He created them. But he didn't own anything as a man. Ain't that something? Adam and Eve, all they had to do is just not eat from that tree. All they had to do is not eat from it. And they lived in paradise, enjoying what God made for them. And I still say, Adam, he wasn't a man. Eve, easily swayed, wants beyond her means, wants to be something. And she sweet talks old Adam into it. And he takes a bite because he didn't have the guts, didn't have what it took to say, "What the hell did you do, woman?" See, that's our problem in this country. Men aren't men. There's a lot of women out there, very strong women, very smart women, very good women. And that's awesome. You got to find a man like that, and they get together. There's no stopping them. But when you sit there and you take this apple and you bite into it, and all of a sudden it's like, what did you do, Adam? What did you do, Eve? God knew. He knew. He knew it was going to happen. It was a test, and they failed. So, the rest is history. Men need to start acting like men. And be more godly. Teach your children. Women can do it too. But hey, society's got you all screwed up. I mean, society thinks, oh, hey, you don't fit in. Well, you don't. Why not? Well, you wear a cowboy hat. Okay. Your beard's white. Yeah. You should dye that. I earned it. You smoke cigars. Bad people don't do that. Well, I do. All kinds of things. You know, my attitude about that is, they think you know me well enough, they can go fuck off. It's just like YouTube, they can go fuck off too. I mean, all these people sit there and their little code words, and they're not men. You see, this is the problem. They're not men. They sit here and they want to beat around the bush and not say what they want to say. They got to say this, got to be code and this and that. For fuck's sake, man, grow some fucking balls and be a man. If they throw your account off, good. Good riddance to them. There's plenty of other places to go if you want. Like I said, men need to be men. Just like the police, they come up to you and they want to bully you. That's the wrong thing to do. Oh, I'm going to hit you with resisting and this and that shit. Well, buddy, I have immunity. I have immunity against you violating my rights, violating me. You see, you take a paycheck from me and everyone else, but I'm still paying you. You have a list of things that you have to follow and do. In other words, you have a job description. Judges have them, prosecutors have them, attorneys have them. All these people have job descriptions. You know what your job description is? You're Caesar. You don't have a job description. Doesn't give you a right to go out and do things, break the law. I mean, God's laws. See, you follow God's laws, you're not going to have trouble. You shouldn't. But the devil and pieces of shit will make sure you do. See, it's all went through their damn heads. You think when Donald Trump got shot, that was scripted? You think when he got up and he put his arm up and yelled, fight, 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 that was scripted? It's in his heart. He's a man's man. It's fight. I'm not going to stand back and let you bully me. I'm not going to stand back. You can kill me, but you're going to kill me as a man. Not some coward in a fetal position. I'll fight you. That's what he said. He expects you to do the same. Like he said, they want you. The difference is he stands between you and them. He's standing between what these evil son of bitches want to do. And you want to go out there and say, what about him? You want to do what about it? It's like the guy's the guy's proven himself more than most. Is he perfect? No. He's a man. At least he's got some convictions. He's got some cojones. And Melania, class act. If Donald Trump was a piece of garbage, she would never have married him. She didn't need him. So she saw plenty in him she liked. Still a man, still made mistakes. But you know what? She's a good woman. So enough of that. I should get out of here. I got things to do. I figure I had a minute. Just remember, folks, get right with God. Put the armor of God on. God will take care of it. God, the Holy Spirit, Jesus, God, the Trinity, all the angels. Devil can't win. He's already lost, okay? He already lost. The minute, the minute Jesus rose, it was over. It was over. He fulfilled his promise. And Satan's lost. Remember that. Satan is lost. All you people in law enforcement, everything else too, just remember, the people you're pulling over, some of them are just lunatics. But there's a lot of them that are good people, just like you. Maybe they're having a bad day. I don't know. Maybe you're having a bad day. No reason to take it out on other people. Just remember, treat other people as you wouldn't be treated. Well, good book tells you that. God himself tells you that. Treat thy neighbor as thyself. Remember that. Just about went out. So, folks, I want the best for you. I want the best for everybody. I don't care if you're in this country or in some jungle somewhere. I don't care. Wish y'all just come to Christ and learn, witness. But I'll tell you something about Adam and Eve. You get the women, you have the children, the men will follow. That's why men have to lead. Do you understand? Hitler. I got the women, I got the children, the men will follow. People seem to think Winchester won the West. Nope. It was women that won the West. You want a wife? You want to get married? You better straighten your act up, boy. Better knock your cussing and hooting and hollering off and your drunkenness off and then all your hell you're raising, and you better go to church with me. Nimitz won the West. Okay? You know, it's always interesting too. It's like Colt. God created men. Colt made them all equal. You folks all have a good one.